P5.
Good evening. This is the CBS Evening News. Dan Rather reporting tonight from Los Angeles. American military and diplomatic officials are in Egypt and the Sudan now, monitoring reported war threats by Libya. That country's ruler, Colonel Muammar Gaddafi, today blasted President Reagan and accused the United States of international terrorism. He said this week's American military maneuvers around Libya, including moving the aircraft carrier Nimitz near the disputed Gulf of Sidra, were a threat of war against his people. This afternoon, I talked with Gaddafi via satellite from his tent and asked him about this latest tension in the Middle East.
The President of America is responsible for this threat against our people. And I think Libya tomorrow will call for an urgent meeting for the International Security Council to put the responsibility on Reagan.
You have been quoted as saying that any foreign craft entering Libyan waters will be repulsed, that the Gulf of Sidra will become, quote, a red Gulf of blood. What do you mean by that?
It will be very serious if this aircraft carrier comes in Sirte, in Gulf of Sirte. That means war. That means America wants us to wage a war against Libya without, as I said, justification.
Colonel, I want to make very certain that I and the American people understand what you are saying. You have no intention of stepping up activities against the Sudan or Chad or Tunisia?
Of course, we have no intention of war or inimical intention against these neighbors. Our relations are good now with Tunisia, and it is good after the death of Sadat with Egypt, and we hope to improve with Sudan. And anyhow, America has no right to interfere in the Arab matters. It is the responsibility of Arabs. America must be outside of this area. It is aggression. It is international terrorism.
Where does your intelligence tell you that the American aircraft carrier Nimitz is at the moment?
Of course, now it is not very near. It is now in the Mediterranean Sea. But last day and the day before, it was near our waters, not in Gulf of Sirte. Otherwise, if it is there, that means the war took place.
In Washington, officials said today that tensions along Libya's borders have eased somewhat, but that the potential for trouble remains. More on this from Bob Schieffer.
Administration sources said tonight it now appears that a plot to overthrow the Sudanese president Jafar Numeri has been smashed, a plot that Numeri believes was instigated by the Libyan leader Gaddafi. As a result, the officials say they now believe the possibility of hostilities breaking out between Libya and the Sudan are lessening. Details are scarce, but the Sudan radio carried a report claiming that a group of saboteurs who had slipped into the Sudan from another unnamed country have been arrested, have given confessions, and that the confessions led to the arrest of the other members of the group. Administration officials here are awaiting more details before commenting publicly, but one said tonight the possibility of Gaddafi trying something now appears to be tapering off. Questioned by reporters this afternoon, Defense Secretary Weinberger was cautious and said little more than the situation is being closely watched.
Colonel Gaddafi denies moving any planes. Do you have solid information that he is taking threatening actions to his neighbors?
I would suggest you check pretty carefully any statement Colonel Gaddafi makes.
U.S. officials cautioned that while the crisis appears to be lessening, the information coming in is still fragmentary, and the dozen Soviet-built fighter planes that Gaddafi moved into southern bases near the border of the Sudan, along with support equipment, are still there, and there are no signs yet of preparations to move them back to their bases in the north. The situation has been of extreme concern to U.S. officials, since the Sudan and Egypt are close allies of the United States and Libya is backed by the Soviet Union. The worry, of course, was that hostilities could have resulted eventually in a superpower confrontation. Bob Schieffer, CBS News at the State Department.
A Pentagon official confirmed today that two Soviet-built Libyan jet fighters approached the Nimitz off Libya's coast earlier this week, but they were turned back by carrier-launched F-14s. No shots were fired. The U.S. Marine contingent of the peacekeeping force in Beirut said today it is increasing its mobile patrols in the Lebanese capital. The expanded duties beginning tomorrow include patrolling the areas around the Lebanese Defense Ministry and the presidential palace.
You didn't finish your cereal. Don't you like the taste?
It lost its crunch.
What can I do?
Introducing delicious new Post Honey Nut Crunch Raisin Bran. Starts crunchy and stays crunchy with golden honey, chopped walnuts, crunchy cereal nuggets, and the goodness of Post Raisin Bran.
You finished.
It's a crunchy.
Oh.
New Post Honey Nut Crunch Raisin Bran. Delicious goodness that starts crunchy
And stays crunchy. Mommy, Daddy's here.
When the Ross's TV set was stolen, it was 5 years old. But Aetna didn't quibble. Aetna replaced it with a brand new model.
Aetna, I'm glad I met you.
When the Gilberts' house was destroyed by fire, Aetna settled in full within 3 days. So they were able to rebuild right away.
Aetna, I'm glad I met you.
If this is the kind of complete coverage you want, maybe it's time you met Aetna.
Aetna, I wish I'd met you.
More developments tonight concerning the Environmental Protection Agency's program that's supposed to clean up the worst of the nation's toxic waste mess. Eric Ingberg has the latest on a financial mess in the EPA's running of that cleanup program.
The EPA's own auditors today raised questions about the way $54 million of the Superfund money earmarked for toxic waste cleanup was spent last year. In a report turned over to Congress, the auditors said money budgeted for cleanup work was sometimes spent on unrelated EPA activities and that the government was overcharged by some companies engaged in cleanup. Congressional critics charged EPA Administrator Ann Gorsuch mismanaged the Superfund.
I think she's been a very loyal, very effective, very sophisticated, and very artful representative of the President in carrying out his mission to destroy the effectiveness of EPA.
Gorsuch had no comment, but EPA officials said the program is running well with only minor problems. The administrator will take time out from political controversy to get married this weekend, but has allowed only 2 days for a honeymoon before returning to face more congressional questions. Eric Engberg, CBS News, Washington.
A federal appeals court ruled today that states getting federal family planning money cannot require parental consent before giving birth control devices to young women under 18. The court was acting on such a requirement passed by the state of Utah. Observers at the polls will include several marshals, FBI agents, even immigration authorities. No, I'm not talking about the latest balloting in El Salvador. It's next Tuesday's Democratic mayoral primary in Chicago. Bruce Morton looks tonight at a three-way stretch that may well be the most expensive race ever for a city job.
Edward Verdoliak, alderman, party chairman, captain of America's last political machine, speaks to his troops.
They like to call you a machine. You're not a machine. You are the people on every block, in every precinct, involved in helping and assisting people day in and day out, and not just on Election Day. Election Day is your report card working for the people in your precinct.
Verdoliak is for Mayor Jane Byrne, but the organization he heads is split.
My name is Harold Washington, and I'm running for the office of mayor of the city of Chicago because Jane Byrne is destroying our city.
Congressman Harold Washington is the first black with a genuine shot at the mayor's job. The electorate here is about 35% black. But Washington started late and has the least money to spend.
The mayor of the city of Chicago has failed to provide economic development and job opportunities.
Richard Daley has a fair chunk of the organization on his side, has plenty of money, and the most famous name in town. He must battle a widely held view that he is not as smart as his dad was, that he is Richard the Lesser. But the issue in this election is the mayor.
The issues have become personal, vitriolic, sinking very low attacks.
Even in Chicago, the organization isn't everything. Television, someone said, is like putting a new precinct worker in every living room. The mayor's expensive campaign aims at changing her image from Mayor Feisty but Flaky to Mayor Tough but Calm.
I don't know why it's taking you so damn long, quite frankly.
She's willing to fight.
Nope, he does not speak for me.
Daley's expensive campaign and Washington's modest one attack that.
Jane Byrne. For years, she's let Chicago's problems pile up. Now she wants us to forget. So she's hired some New York media experts to give her a new image.
Still, the organization is important. It controls 20 or 15 or 50% of the vote, depending on who you talk to, enough to decide most elections. And that's led to a lot of heavy thinking here. Who is this ward leader or that one really for?
You're going to elect the next mayor of Chicago, Mayor Jane Byrne.
Sure, but a visitor is told the powerful Marzullo was for Richie Daley. Then patronage came up. Marzullo has family on the payroll, and now he's for Byrne. But how strongly? Nobody knows who's ahead, which is just the way this politics-loving city likes it.
Politics in Chicago is our sport. Everybody is an expert. Everybody participates. And I think it's the only game in town.
They wouldn't have it any other way. Bruce Morton, CBS News, Chicago.
Really now, how can you tell if you're buying a quality paint? You can't kick it like a tire, or squeeze it like bathroom tissue, or even take it for a test drive. But there is one way. You can buy Glidden, a brand that's been proving and improving its quality since 1872. You see, at Glidden, when we put our promise on the label, we keep it in the can.
Oh, let me out.
Not with that congested cough. You look drained.
I feel drained.
Take Formula 44D. You'll feel like your congested cough is being drained away.
Sure.
It's the only leading formula strong enough to relieve your cough and congestion.
It does have a strong cough suppressant.
And 2 decongestants. Well?
Thanks to Formula 44D.
Your day didn't go down the drain.
Vicks Formula 44D drains your congested cough so it won't drain you.
Supporters say it's about time. Foes complain it's too soon to forget abuses of the recent past. The issue, how far can the FBI go in domestic spying operations? Reporter Rita Braver has learned that under new guidelines, the FBI will be able to go a lot further.
A Puerto Rican independence group bomb goes off outside a federal building. The FBI could not predict or prevent it. And now CBS News has learned that because of fears of terrorism, the Justice Department will make it easier for the FBI to conduct undercover investigations on U.S. citizens. Under current guidelines, the Bureau has been required to have firm evidence of plans to break the law before it could step in. But now there will be certain cases in which the mere advocacy of a criminal activity, just talking about it, may trigger an FBI investigation. And the Justice Department will also propose a change in federal law that will protect agents from being sued. In 1980, 2 FBI officials were convicted of breaking the law in undercover operations. Some law enforcement officials charge that has made agents too cautious. Earlier, congressional investigations had forced the Ford administration to crack down on the FBI after it was revealed that the agency had, among other things, infiltrated the NAACP, the Women's Liberation Movement, and every black student union on college campuses, tried to destroy Martin Luther King's marriage, been ordered by J. Edgar Hoover to expose, disrupt, and otherwise neutralize various New Left organizations, their leaderships and adherents, which translated into massive numbers of wiretaps, break-ins, and even kidnappings by agents. And that extensive spying by the agency did not result in a reasonable number of prosecutions or convictions. Still, congressional conservatives say, past abuses or not, the FBI should have wide range again.
We think society deserves to be protected here in its person and property in a preventive role.
In contrast, liberal critics of the FBI say the string of Bureau misdeeds should not be dismissed as ancient history. They are ready to shout if the new guidelines appear to allow a return to the old abuses. But shouting will be all either side can do. Once the Attorney General issues these guidelines, they are not subject to congressional review. Rita Braver, CBS News at the FBI.
Those who go down to the sea in ships and those who wait for them. They are players in a drama as old as man and ships and the sea. And even for a civilization exploring the stars, Jane Wallace reports that on the sea, the drama still may end in tragedy. On that terrible sea Kipling called the Widowmaker.
Anacortes is a fishing town that survived a century by Puget Sound. The families in it are as intertwined as the riggings on their boats. At the harbor, they list the names of the men the sea has swallowed. Yesterday, the town prayed because they may be adding up to 14 more. One ship, the Americas, sank Monday. Its crew of 7 is now presumed drowned. Its sister ship, the Altair, is still missing. The man who owns both boats lost family when he lost the sunken skipper.
He's my brother-in-law, and his son was on board also. The captain of the Altair is also my partner and my brother-in-law.
The Littlefield family knows the boat owners well. They also know their son Larry won't be coming back.
I wouldn't want any boat to sink, but 2 of ours? With the town kids? To actually have to visualize and think that Larry is sitting in the bottom of the Bering Sea is not something that's easy to accept.
The town of Anacortes knows that those who live by the sea may die by it as well. But even with one ship down, a second still missing, the family plans to launch another sister ship next week. After all, it's a fishing town that's survived a century by Puget Sound. And hoping against hope is how. Jane Wallace, CBS News, Anacortes, Washington.
Every morning at garages across the country, people start their day by starting their Buick LeSabre. Maybe it fits into so many people's lives because so much fits into a LeSabre. Or maybe Buick LeSabre just continues to represent the very essence of a solid, comfortable, full-size automobile. One that carries itself with considerable class. Buick LeSabre. It's earned its way into the hearts and garages of America for good reason. It might be just what your garage needs.
This isn't a Fortune 500 company, and my employees don't have their own cafeteria. But we do have money. M-O-N-Y. Financial specialists who gave us a pension plan and gave me the financial tools and advice I need to help make this place even more profitable. See, this may be a small business, but we're not going to get shortchanged.
You don't have to be rich to have money.
The Central Bank of Brazil announced tonight it is devaluing its currency by 30%. It said this was necessary to balance payments on Brazil's $83 billion in foreign debts, the biggest in the third world. The oil price war appears to be intensifying. Britain said today it plans to cut the cost of its North Sea oil by about 10%. Norway quickly announced it also will cut its oil price. While these actions may have slight impact on retail gasoline prices in the United States, they are expected to spur some OPEC members to follow, and that should bring the pump price in this country down even further. At his news conference Wednesday night, President Reagan said the recovery is beginning to flex its muscles, and the latest reports on jobless claims, factory use, and auto layoffs indicate recovery may indeed be just around the corner. Tonight, Ed Rabel looks at some people for whom just around the corner isn't quite close enough.
This is a sheet that you will fill out every other time that you come in.
Thanks, please.
Did you receive any earnings in the last 2 weeks?
Have a seat now, and the caseworker will call you. You don't know when you're going to go back to work?
No, I don't.
You know what's going on there. You know why you're not getting paid today.
They are the faces of Americans, many of them middle-class Americans out of work.
223 at 3:30. Go to line 16.
We have been watching them month after month as they struggle just to hold on. Many have fallen behind.
Just go to my regular line then.
Have a good day, girl. You too. Bye.
But now, at long last, there are signs of recovery. The signs are faint and tentative, but they are there. 400 people rehired at this plant in Michigan. Unemployment down nationwide.
Even here in Flint, a city with one of the highest unemployment rates in the nation, there is reason for hope. The unemployment rate is down by more than 2 percentage points. People are going back to work. Still, there are thousands who remain jobless, some of them out of work for up to 2 years. For them, recovery still seems as far away as ever.
I have no income, no future, no nothing, so recovery to me is the future right now. It's a dream.
They're calling back at the shops now, but they're still a year away from him, so I don't know.
I don't like the way I'm living right now at all.
Just 2 years ago, before General Motors laid him off, Ray and Debbie Gillette thought they had everything. Now, about all they have is each other.
It really broke my heart to have to... We sold all of our furniture.
After I got laid off from the shop, then slowly as my money ran out, then we got rid of the car, had to get rid of our car, had to get rid of the place. We moved back in with my parents.
It was nice while it lasted, and I hope we get there again. I'm sure we will. Someday. Would you like some steak sauce?
Yeah, please.
For now, the only income is from Debbie's part-time job at a restaurant. She's lucky to have that.
We're making enough to where we eat. We're behind on a lot of our bills. It's not enough to live comfortably. I go to work, I get my tips. I come home, I buy something that night to eat. And I wait till the next day I work to get more tips.
How are you paying your rent?
I'm not.
You're not paying your rent?
No.
Jerry Lynn was a highly paid auto worker for 5 years until the economy went sour and he was laid off. He can find no work, has no income for himself, his wife, and children. He feels he has fallen to the bottom. On this day, he appeals to the Urban League to help stop a landlord who wanted to evict him.
I call it survival, not living.
Why?
You worry about what your next meal's going to be. Is the food going to last? Other than that, you don't worry about anything else. My pride's gone. I had swallowed every day. Ask neighbors for help, ask parents for help, anybody and everybody. Make promises I can't keep. Borrow money that I can't pay back. I don't want to do that. I want to support myself and my family.
The signs of recovery are faint and tentative, but they give Americans like the Gillettes and Jerry Lynn reason to hope.
I know I'm not going to live the rest of my life like this. It can't happen that way. All I can do is just keep hoping that tomorrow is going to be a little better for me.
I've done enough. I've done enough suffering. My family's done enough suffering. I figured it's time the economy did turn around and give everybody a break.
Have you applied in the state of Michigan before?
No, ma'am.
A break isn't much to ask for, but it's all they want. They're Americans who had a taste of the middle class and lost it. What they want is a break to get it back again.
Okay, you want financial assistance and food stamps too?
Your next appointment will be...
This is a sheet that you will fill out every other time that you come in.
Okay.
When you bring it back, you should...
Go to line 16 to get your check.
It's here, a typewriter superior to the IBM Electronic 75, with pages of memory, proportional spacing, and automatic justification. Even IBM admits this is better than their best electronic typewriter. What could possibly be better than the IBM Electronic 75?
Why, the IBM Electronic 85. What else?
Tuna on rye, no pickle.
That was tuna on white.
Even experienced flyers can get turned around in today's busy airports. But at American Airlines, we make things simple. Right this way. With one-stop check-in.
All set. You've got your boarding passes for this flight and your flight back.
I do?
Have a great trip.
I will. American gets you through the airport quickly, when you're in a hurry, and even when you're not.
You're looking at the two best reasons I take good care of my brakes. They're why I go to Midas on a regular basis. Midas inspects brakes the right way. They pull the wheel. If anything needs doing, I know it gets done right. Some people say I'm overly cautious, but I don't think so. I just feel better going to Midas.
Where nothing but the best is ever gonna do. Trust the Midas touch.
HMS Pinafore, the Mikado, the Yeoman of the Guard. They are samples of a collaboration which has delighted generations in the theater, at the movies, and on television. But Linda Douglas reports there is some question if a media mix making its debut tonight will go together like Gilbert and Sullivan.
I am a pirate.
Tonight,
The Pirates of Penzance with Linda Ronstadt will open in movie theaters around the country. The movie will also premiere here tonight, here in the home of Carmen and Carlos Rodarte.
It's better because you're at the comfort of your own home.
The Rodartes have paid $10 to see The Pirates of Penzance on pay TV, the first time a picture has opened at the movies and in living rooms, bedrooms, and nurseries simultaneously. Theater owners are not happy.
They're just not going to support this kind of competition, even if it's only on an experimental basis.
In fact, only about 100 theaters are showing Pirates of Penzance. Many are refusing to book it, and some theater owners are whispering that the movie is a turkey. Sour grapes, says Universal Pictures.
Look, if you go back 50 years, exhibitors were really against sound. They were against CinemaScope. They were against Panavision, the wider and larger screen.
While some see television as the nemesis of the movie business, others say it is the salvation.
It's been clear for years that television income has made the difference between survival and extinction for the motion picture industry.
Take the case of Raggedy Man, a little-known film that earned only $1 million at the box office. It made nearly $3 million on pay TV, enabling the studio to recover some of its costs. Pay TV has become an insurance policy against box office disasters. And with nearly 20 million homes now outfitted with pay or cable, companies like Home Box Office are gaining power, becoming movie moguls.
There are some pictures which we have made investments in that have literally enabled the picture to be made.
HBO put up millions to help make Sophie's Choice and other films. Those studios like the investment. Some movie executives fear pay TV's growing power. Theater owners, too, fear the lure of the living room.
I don't have to go through all the hassle of, going out, getting dressed up. Well, here, we just turn on the set and it's there for us.
Universal won't say how many people have signed up to see Pirates of Penzance on TV, insisting the numbers don't matter because it's only an experiment. But more than an experiment, it's a gamble, because if people don't like this movie, they may not sign up the next time. Linda Douglas, CBS News, Hollywood.
And that's the CBS Evening News for this Friday. Bob Schieffer will be with you tomorrow. Dan Rather reporting this week from Los Angeles, and hoping you have a good weekend.
There's more to John Hancock than life insurance.
John Hancock has always taken care of families, but they can also help a family business with a broad range of financial services like group life and health plans, tax planning, IRAs.
Even leasing arrangements for a fleet of delivery trucks.
You know, you could say that John Hancock can really help a family business grow.
John Hancock. We can help you here and now, not just hereafter.
We'd like you to compare two vacuum cleaners blindfolded.
This vacuum's hard to push. This feels lighter. I'm going to like vacuuming with this.
You don't vacuum with this, you electric broom. It's the new Regina Electric Broom Power Team. It has 2 motors and a beater brush that digs out dirt. The most advanced electric broom cleaner ever.
Then does it clean as well as the heavyweight?
See for yourself.
It does.
Don't vacuum. Electric broom with the new Regina Electric Broom 2-motor Power Team.
On CBS Sports Saturday, the Women's World Speed Skating Championships. And welterweight action with Johnny Buffas and Randy Shields tomorrow on CBS Sports Saturday.
This is CBS.
Metro Police.